Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to a brand new video. So today's video I am doing a Q&A which I feel like I haven't done for a while, and I'm so excited to just have a girly chat with you guys, answer your questions, and you can just get to know me a little bit more, or I'll answer any questions that you've been asking that I haven't addressed in vlogs and stuff. So I really hope you enjoy today's video. Don't forget to give it a like if you do, and also subscribe if you're new. We would love to have you stick around. And without further ado, we're just going to get into it, and I really hope you enjoy. So I posted over on my Instagram a couple of days ago now that I was going to do a Q&A, and it was like an anonymous one, so I literally don't know who's asked these questions, which I find so fun. And you guys had lots of questions this time around. So I'm going to start with one that will open us into this video. So someone said, I'm new, tell us about yourself please. So first off, welcome, hi. My name is Sophie and I have been doing YouTube for 4 or 5 years now, I think. God, that's gone quick. I don't really know what to say when someone says tell us about yourself. I'm 25. My birthday's in September. I'm a Libra. I just do the basics. My favourite colour is beige, pink, lilac. All like the pastel colours. Love them. Also love the colour orange. Like, I love the sunset. Sunsets are one of my favourite things. I'm obsessed with Christmas, which you guys will know if you watch my channel. Love autumn. Autumn and Christmas are such good times of the year, but I'm also really excited for summer this year. I have a puppy called Teddy, who is nearly 8 months, believe it or not. That's also gone so quick. I am now a fiance to my fiance Callum. There are lots of wedding questions, lots of them. What else can I tell you about myself? It's like one of the hardest questions, like tell us about yourself, and I don't even know how I would describe myself. I'm obsessed with tea, cups of tea. I'm a homebody, but I also do like going out every now and again, but not drinking. I don't really drink anymore. And I just love doing vlogs and girly videos, makeup, all of that kind of stuff. I love. Don't really feel like I describe myself very well then. I then had loads of questions regarding eating, being celiac, like potentially, so I'll go through those. Someone's asked, is it easier to eat healthier now you have your intolerance? Yes. I mean, it's not confirmed yet, the intolerance. It's not even an intolerance, it's an autoimmune disease, which I did not realise. That's why it's called celiac disease. There's no cure for it. So yeah, basically when I eat gluten, this is if it comes back confirmed. I do actually have my hospital appointment through now, which I got through yesterday. It's at the end of this month, which I'm excited about, but I'm also scared about because I'm not good with hospital procedures. It will be nice to get an answer finally. I'll be very surprised if it comes back that I'm not. But yeah, it has been easier. I was actually told by the doctors to stop eating gluten until the appointment came through. And then, as you guys will have seen in my previous vlog, I got a text from the doctor saying that I should still be eating gluten. And I was literally like, I haven't been eating it, and it made me feel so much better. So I think even if it comes back that I'm not celiac, I'll still carry on the gluten-free, because it actually made a massive difference when I completely stopped eating it to my body, to my, like, I wasn't feeling as tired anymore. I felt happier. Like, Callum saw a massive improvement in my mood. But it has been easier to eat healthier now that I can't have all of like the cakes, the biscuits. I mean, I have been eating gluten-free biscuits instead, but I've also been quite good with healthy eating since the start of January anyway, but it has been easier now that there's a potential autoimmune disease. Someone else then asked, how are you coping with the potential celiac disease diagnosis? I'm okay. When I first found out, it was a bit of like a, oh my god, I'm never going to be able to eat this stuff ever again. But I've actually been finding the food not too bad. Like, I've been enjoying what I'm eating. I've been enjoying finding new recipes that I can make. And to be honest, I didn't really eat stuff like bread that much before. It was mainly like bagels, which I know is bread, but I don't really eat that kind of stuff anyway. The only things that I was like, oh my goodness, is pasta. I love pasta and pizza. Oh, those. I actually did have a little cry when I first found out, because I knew that these things that I really enjoy and love eating, I wouldn't necessarily be able to have any more. And there are quite a few things that I love that I now can't eat. Gillian seashells, they need to make them gluten-free, please, because I don't know how I'm going to live the rest of my life without them. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock at first. It was a bit of an adjustment, and it will continue to be an adjustment, especially if it is confirmed. Overall, I've come to terms with the fact that that is a possibility, and that is something that may happen in my life. So we'll find out. We'll find out probably by March, but I have come to terms with it now. I was a bit sad to begin with, but there's nothing you can do. And if it makes my body feel better and my mental health better, which it did for the time when I wasn't eating gluten, I was trying to get that bit of hair, it was really annoying me, then it's so worth it. This one made me laugh. Is having a puppy harder work than you thought it would be? Yes, 100% yes. I knew it was going to be hard. I did a lot of research before we got Teddy. For all of you that don't know, we got him at 8 weeks. So he was literally the smallest puppy ever. He was like this big. I knew and was prepared for it to be hard. It was so much harder than I thought. I feel like not a lot of people talk about this. I haven't really seen many people talk about getting a puppy and the puppy blues. You do get puppy blues. You start to feel like, have I made a bad decision getting a puppy? Is this gonna completely, like, it almost felt for the first few months that I wasn't able to leave the house. And let's face it, I don't really leave the house that much anyway, but because that choice was gone, I sort of felt a little bit trapped, and the lack of sleep was awful for the first few months. So bad. I was grumpy, but obviously there are really good sides to having a puppy, and I love him so much, and I actually felt guilty for thinking like, oh, have I made a bad decision? But I love him and it's so worth it. He is still a little git now. It's a lot better because he sleeps through the night, so I'm getting enough sleep. But yes, 100%, it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And he's also such a Velcro dog, so he is by my side all the time. Like, he's currently downstairs because with these sorts of videos, he jumps up on my lap, he gets in my grill, and he's crying a little bit because he's been downstairs on his own for like 10 minutes. It is like having a child, but I wouldn't have him any other way. Like, I'm so grateful for him. He honestly saved me in a time that was so difficult. I think also that made it more difficult. My nan had literally just died as well, so we got him and then she died, and it was just a very full-on few months. But I wouldn't have it any other way because he really saved me. I like this one. Favourite books you've read? So recently I've mentioned Archer's Voice in one of my favourites videos. That was such a good book. I really highly recommend, and I've had a few messages from you guys saying that you've started reading it because I recommended it and that you love it, which makes me so happy. I love when I mention something to you and you go away and you make the recipe, or you read the book, or you buy, I don't know, the makeup product, and then you love it as much as I do. That makes me so happy. I'll only ever recommend products that I love and that are worth getting. So it makes me really happy when you guys like them too. So Archer's Voice is so good. I do love Colleen Hoover's books, but I haven't actually read a new one of hers for a while. I love It Ends With Us. I thought that that was such a lovely book. Quite emotional, but I find that a lot of Colleen Hoover's books are quite emotional. You definitely need to read Verity by Colleen Hoover. I rave about that book all the time. It is one of the best books I've ever read. There were so many twists in it. I think I read it in like 2 days. There was one night where I stayed up until like 4 in the morning to finish the book. I was engrossed in it. It was so good. That's probably my top book so far. I've still got so many books to read, but off the top of my head, those are the ones that I recommend. Sun's gone in and it's just gone so dark. The next one is not a Q&A, but at some point can you do a tanning routine video please, like how you apply it and then what products you use to remove it. Love your videos. I actually did mention this in my last vlog, so if you do want to see my tanning routine, then that's in the last vlog. This next one, I was really like, do I speak about this on the internet because my family watch my videos? But it says, what's yours and Callum's sex life like? I've been in a relationship for nearly 3 years but seem to get into a routine often. Not sure what to do. I don't know what that means at the end though. Seem to get into a routine often. Not sure what to do. I don't fully understand the last bit of that question, but our sex life, I don't think I've ever spoken about sex online before. It's very random. Obviously me and Callum have been together now for, it'll be 8 years at the end of this year, and we go through phases. So there'll be phases where we do it quite often, there'll be phases where it will be dry for like a month. It depends mainly on how I'm feeling, because Callum sort of is ready whenever. I feel like that's a typical guy thing, but for me it really depends on my hormones, on my health, because I have a lot of health issues. I get a lot of migraines, I am extremely tired, but I'm hoping that this sort of sorts itself out if it comes back that I'm celiac, because a lot of the symptoms that I get do relate to that. So hopefully if it comes back that I am, it will start to sort itself out. My intestines will heal themselves over the next few months, and I feel like there'll be a bit more of a balance in my body. But I think it's very important as women not to feel too much pressure to always want to have sex, because that's not how it works for us. There are different hormones in male and female, and I feel like females, I mean some females are more sexually active, but a lot of the time, and a lot of the women that I speak to, they're not as sexually active as their partners, and it is finding like that balance in a relationship. Callum, bless him, is so understanding, and that's what you want in a partner. You don't want to be made to feel guilty, but we've had these discussions. We have open discussions about how we're feeling at that time. If one person's not getting what they want, then we have that discussion. I think it is all about having a healthy relationship, healthy communication, and not feeling that pressure to have to perform all the time, because as women I do feel like that is very common. But yeah, it is all to do with communicating and letting each other know how you feel. As I said, there are times when I am feeling like doing it more. How do I put this nicely? But then there are times when I'm just like, no. But it is talking about it, and I obviously make sure that Callum is aware that it's not to do with him, it is to do with how I'm feeling, because I never want him to feel that rejection that I do feel like some males will feel if they get turned down. But I would say we have a very healthy sex life. I feel like we have a very healthy communication around that topic as well. So if you're having issues in that department, definitely speak to your partner about it. If they're understanding, then it will go well. But I can't stress the importance of communicating enough. Oh, I really like this question. What is your favourite manifestation story of yours? Now, I actually have quite a few manifestation stories to do with like my life, and some of them, this house that I'm living in right now was a manifestation. I mean, not this exact house, but on this estate, because there have been multiple times when we've driven past this estate over the years and I've thought I would love to live in that estate. I knew exactly what type of house I wanted. I used to always journal about having patio doors that led out into the garden. I would write about having my dog that I would let out into the garden in the morning. We actually haven't had a summer in this house yet, but I used to journal as if I was living in that house in the summer. So I would do like my daily routine, like I would get up, I would take the dog for a walk, I would get ready for the day, I would film my videos, I would sit in the garden and read some of my book in the sunshine. And it's crazy to think that this year I'll be living out that journal. And I look back on my journal sometimes and I think I actually can't believe how far I've come from then. Like living in my parents' house, I had like this little, it wasn't little, I had the second biggest room in the house, but I had so much stuff in it that I always felt like I was really cramped. Don't get me wrong, I loved living with my parents, like I loved having like all of our family there, and I do miss having them every day, but I used to journal in my bedroom and I used to write about having a new house that was like really neutral and decorated how I like it, with a garden, with patio doors into the garden, with a dog, obviously with Callum, engaged. And this is the first year where I'm living out that manifestation. I used to journal about 10,000 subscribers, which I've also got now, which I honestly read back on my journal and I think I've manifested everything that I wrote. So now I'm working towards the next things. I have actually stopped journaling, but I'm going to start again. I just went for a real slump last year where I didn't really do a lot of manifesting, a lot of journaling, a lot of meditation, but this year I'm really getting back into it. I feel like I'm getting my groove back, I'm being more productive, more healthy. But that is one of my manifestations that I can't believe. Well, that's actually a few manifestations that have happened. I also manifested my job that I got this year. I don't know why I just said I got it this year. I got it last year. I've been in my job for nearly a year now. But at the time when I got that job, it was honestly fate. It was meant to be. And I've spoken about this in a few of my previous vlogs, like around the time that I got that job. And I was talking about like lucky girl syndrome, and that was in like February of last year. But my job, I absolutely love it, and everything I was looking for in a job I got in this job. We are currently working towards another big manifestation goal, which hopefully will happen next year. Okay, next questions are to do with wedding. Any wedding plans, where, when, have you been looking at wedding venues or booked the place / date yet? And I haven't spoken much about wedding plans because, to be honest, we haven't actually been actively planning the wedding. We wanted anyway a few months, well, probably like 6 months to a year, just to be engaged, just to enjoy being engaged, achieving our goals for this year, because we have some pretty big goals, and I don't know, just enjoying the moment. I feel like we're not in any rush to like get married next year or this year or whatever. And also we did go and look at some venues when we first got engaged. We found one that we absolutely loved. Like, it was so beautiful, it was perfect. And then we were so set on that, we were like, yeah, we'll book that in a few months. And then we were like, but do we actually want to get married in this country? And I don't think we do. So our plans are going back and forth. We have had so many discussions about the wedding. We've had so many discussions on the size of the wedding. And we're actually thinking maybe more of an intimate abroad wedding. I like the idea of getting married abroad. I like the idea of sunshine, warmth, having like my closest people around me, and just having like a really intimate ceremony. That would just be so lovely. So yeah, we're very back and forth on the ideas at the moment. If anyone's got married abroad in like an intimate ceremony, please let me know. Like, message me on Instagram. Please let me know how you went about doing it, because I have been doing so much research into it and I don't really know like whether we need to go down the wedding planner route or I don't know. So let me know if you had an abroad wedding, what the process was like and if it was easy, because if it's going to be really hard I might just not bother. I also spoke about eloping. We've honestly had so many ideas now. We thought we knew what we wanted before we got engaged, and now that we're engaged we're like, is that really what we want? And now that we're older, is that what we want? So I'm very sorry to disappoint you guys if you're waiting on the edge of your seat for wedding plans, but it probably won't be for a while. As I said, we're just enjoying the moment, we're enjoying life at the moment, we're trying to get back on track and get everything sorted within ourselves and just achieving the goals that we have for this year. So we're in absolutely no rush and we need to figure out what we want. We've got like a rough date. We've got a rough date, but it won't be yet. There was another one here about the wedding. Are you on a fitness journey for your wedding? No. I'm actually on a fitness journey for myself. I feel like there's a lot of pressure when there's a wedding coming up to look absolutely perfect, like lose that weight and just look amazing. But no, I haven't really felt that pressure. For years now I've wanted to lose the weight for myself. I've wanted to get healthy for myself, and I always have the intention of doing it every year and I never follow through with it. Like by the 3rd month of the year I've normally given up and I'm back to doing my usual silly habits, but I've actually really, I'm sticking to it. I've made an absolute vow to myself this year that I am going to change my mindset, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to achieve everything I want to, I'm going to be a lot more positive. So fitness for me is not just about how I'm looking as well, it's actually about how I'm feeling. I'm focusing a lot on how I'm feeling about myself, about life. And you know what, I've started the gym. I started it a few weeks ago now and we've been going quite often actually, and I love the classes. I've been doing aquafit, I've been doing yoga, I'm gonna try Pilates with my mum at the gym. Literally, basically all my family have joined the gym and it's been so much fun. Me and Callum went to aquafit yesterday and it's just so much fun. So it's really nice to be moving my body a lot more and not feel so much like a sloth. But no, I'm not getting fit for the wedding. I'm just getting fit for myself. And also I feel like if you get fit for something, so like a holiday or a wedding, you're less likely to maintain that weight loss, because once that thing's been and gone, you're like, oh, well, I don't have to worry about it now. Whereas if you turn it into like a lifestyle change and a habit, you're more likely to carry that on. And that's what I'm aiming for. Next one is, what country is your favourite you visited and where is somewhere you'd love to visit next? So my favourite place that I've visited is probably Lake Como. Lake Como last year was unbelievable. One of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life, and we didn't have the best weather when we went. There was like periods of sunshine, but it was quite rainy. But even with the rain, it was it was the most beautiful place I've ever seen. It was such a good trip and I would love to go back there. Oh, the sun's suddenly come back out again. Another place I also love, which is I haven't been there for years, is Disney World. I love Disney World. I went there when I was like 15 and it was one of the best holidays that me and my family have ever been on. And Florida, oh, it was so sunny and it was October as well. We went around Halloween, which, as you guys know, I was in my element. And I've actually got some old videos on my laptop somewhere. I found them a few years ago and I had started vlogging, but unintentionally vlogging. I just started like filming things and talking, but at the time the goal was never to do YouTube. I don't know, maybe I was channeling my inner Zoella because I did used to watch her a lot, but that made me laugh. The goal was never to do YouTube, yet I was still filming things, and I was doing that throughout my whole of my childhood. I used to just video, take photos of things and just do it because I liked it. Yeah, definitely Disney World in Florida or Lake Como. Probably Lake Como was like the most beautiful place, but Disney World was the most fun. And somewhere that I would love to visit next, I mean, the ultimate goal has always been the Maldives. If someone was to say to me, where is the one place you want to visit in your life? Maldives. And I've said that for years. That would be the dream. And then finally, what's your job? Do you do this full time? No. So my job at the moment, I work for a construction company and I am in the learning and development department. So I'm a coordinator, which means that I deal with all of the training for people. Like, I don't carry out the training, but I book the training in for people that work for the company, make sure that all of their certificates are up to date. I make sure that they've got the right qualifications for the job role. There's a lot of work into what I do, but I really, really like it and I feel like I'm good at it. I do need to have a little bit more self-belief about it, but I get the job done and I get told I do it well, so that's the main thing. I think at one point the goal was to do this full time, but now that I have a job that I actually really enjoy, and this is the first time I've been in a job that I truly enjoy and like actually really like the company, I wouldn't be mad if I never did YouTube full time. I just wouldn't. I really enjoy it. And I've actually got another like influencer friend on Instagram, and I was speaking to her about this the other week, but I said that having a part-time job alongside doing social media really does keep you grounded. It makes you, I don't know, like, it's nice to sort of talk to people that don't really know a lot about this industry. They're just in their normal day jobs. And it's nice, like, you just go out, you don't have to worry about social media, you don't have to worry about content ideas, you're just there doing your job, chatting with the people that work there with you. And a lot of people do ask me questions about YouTube, like a lot of people at the company know that I do this, but it's just really nice and it keeps you grounded and it really does put things into perspective, like that there are more important things in life. And I feel like just doing social media can be very like isolating. It can make you feel very lonely because most people have normal jobs, and it's nice just to be able to relate to people still because I have a normal job. So yeah, I'm not full-time with this. I don't know if that will ever be the goal again, but for the time being I absolutely love my part-time job and doing YouTube alongside it. So that is the end of my Q&A, guys. I feel like it's a really long one, so if you've made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like if you did enjoy it, and also subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you like watching these Q&A videos, because I'll do more of them. I just never really know if anyone's going to sit through the whole video listening to me talking. But I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video on Wednesday. Bye.